Hello, welcome to episode 28. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I think it's 28. Yeah, I think it's
episode 28 of Not Another Podcast with Tony and Dana. And one of us is employed now, in case you missed it.
Well, you're employed. You have a part-time job.
I have a part-time job, but you have a full-time, one of those fancy full-time jobs now.
I heard the one where you go in at 8 and you leave at 4.
And you just completed your first week. Congratulations. How was it? How was your first week back on the air in Montreal?
It was bumpy. I'm not going to lie. I felt, look, there's always going to be bumps in the road. And I felt that I definitely had some bumps in the road. Mm-hmm. I had some speed bumps and some, what felt like cliffs.
Well, and I told you, listen, this is your first new, quote unquote new, right? Because you've worked there before, but really you're starting fresh. So this is your first new job in 15 years.
Yeah, it's my first new job in 15 years. Yeah, wow.
So
no, it's my first new job in 10 years because I started at Jump in 2014, so that was a new job.
So 11 years.
So 11 years. It's my first new job in 11 years. Yeah, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform because I've been there before. So I think I felt this instilled pressure on me to go in and just light up the lines, the text, the phone, social media. But the first thing you need to learn is how everything works. So my first challenge was learning the system software that runs the music and the commercials.
Because not every station is the same.
No.
Not every company uses the same systems.
And running the control board. And, you know, my first day there, I said, can you bring in, they're called ops. They're called operators. So
board ops.
Yeah. So what a board op does is they go in and they push all the buttons. You know, and, you know, they're very technically skilled. So I said, can we have an op in the studio for me? Because I don't know. What if I screw up and I don't know what to do? I need somebody there. So I don't know if they did this on purpose or they pranked me, but they were like, yeah, we bring someone in. But the person who they brought in is kind of like, doesn't know as much as I do. And I don't know anything. So we were both kind of learning on the fly. Great kid, picked it up really quickly, but we're both kind of like, okay, not really sure what's going on here. So we had some bumps in the road, but the more days that went by, the more comfortable I felt. And by Friday, I felt, 80%, 90%. So the more shows I have under my belt, the more comfortable I'm going to be, the better I'm going to find myself, more confident I'm going to be. And even like the podcast, it helped because I wouldn't say I was rusty, but I was just like, it was a little out of practice because doing radio and doing podcasts are two different things. And then every time I remember a couple times I was like, now to Dana and you're not there. So,
whoops.
So okay, there was some dead silence. No. Yeah, but all in all, it was good. It was good to be back in the city of Montreal where I'd spent so much time and just the energy of the city and stuff. So going into week 2, excited to see, where this all leads.
Do you want to talk about the first day mistake?
No.
That kept you up at night a little bit?
Okay. I accidentally named another radio station.
Which is like every radio host's biggest fear, by the way, is when you're on a new station or you're just on any station and you say the wrong station name.
I said the wrong name.
I've done it so many times.
I don't know what's more embarrassing. Saying the wrong radio station name on the air or saying the wrong name during sex?
Definitely on the air because you have thousands of people listening versus just one.
No. I think the argument is, I think it's worse when you say the wrong name during sex because then you have someone staring at you like, what did you do? At least in the studio, I was by myself where no eyes could be seeing me. I had said the same radio station for so long, and by the time I left Jump, I was on 2 or 3 different stations, right? And I, accidentally said the name of one of the stations I used to work at, and unfortunately, the name of the station is also another station that's in the city of Montreal. So I was called.
So the name of the other station is the same name as the one that one of the ones you used to do tracks for.
Yes, I used to work at.
Yeah, that's right.
I used to do like weekends at a station in Kitchener, and it has the same name as a station in Montreal, another station. So I said it, and the second I said it, I felt a sweat hit me right away.
Yeah, I know that
And I
feeling.
was like, oh my God, what did I just do? And I'm sitting there and my hands are in my head. And I'm like, please no one say it. Please no one say it. And then the texts start rolling in. And everyone was like, there wasn't that many texts, but there was one text that was like, wrong station, LOL. And I responded, I'm like, hey, I've been gone long enough. It's been gone too long. And they laughed. We made jokes and kind of moved on. But, it's the biggest embarrassment. Professionally, it was a huge embarrassment, and it kind of kept me up at night a little bit that I would have made that mistake. But there was so much going on that first day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It was a lot. I felt very overwhelmed. I talked to you during the show, and I'm like, I feel very overwhelmed. I'm learning a new system, I'm learning a new board. I'm trying to get social media up on the air. It was a challenge, but you just have to like literally turn off the mic and move on to the next break. And that's what I did. And I think everybody's, I've screwed up so many times at work, not this job, it's like every job. But when you have a chance of tens of thousands of people hearing you.
Yeah, man.
That's
I
what
said
really
fuck
freaks
on the
you.
air once.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
I didn't know the mic was on. And I was like, oh, fuck. Because I messed up. I did something wrong.
I think that was partly my doing because it was me, you, and another person in the studio.
Yeah.
And I think we distracted you. I think we might have distracted you. And then you said it right into the mic.
Like literally right. I was like, oh, fuck. And you know how many texts I got?
One.
Just one. Was that an F-bomb? That's just one. Literally just one. So either nobody cared or nobody was listening. I think it was the latter.
No,
for
I don't.
sure.
I think just people aren't bothered enough to say anything because they're just busy in their own lives. But like, if you really listen to a radio show, you'll hear mistakes all the time.
Oh yeah, for
all
sure.
the time. Everyone does it. And no one's immune to it. But all in all, great first week, and I really liked the people I worked with. Like, it's nice to be part of a team. I felt part of the team right away. They brought me in, they made me feel welcome. I ran into people that I haven't seen in years. I will tell you that of all the people I ran into that worked there before, when I used to work there in 2014, only one or two people recognized what I looked like. Mm-hmm. Because I used to be, I wouldn't say it was clean shaven. I had scruff, but now I have a legit beard.
Yeah.
And I walked into one person's office. I'm like, hey. And he's like, hello. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, nothing. Holy shit, Tony. Because like the beard.
Yeah.
But everyone was super cool. So yeah. Going into week 2, I'm excited to, get more shows under my belt and, see where this year goes.
Oh, and I forgot to say apologies for no video today on the podcast for this episode.
You felt ugly.
I felt ugly and I have to shower and wash my hair.
Yeah.
But I want to work out. So I want to work out tomorrow and wash my hair. So if I wash my hair today, I don't have to wash my hair again tomorrow.
How often do you wash your hair a week?
And then I have to blow dry my hair 2 days in a row. And I really don't want to do that to my arms. So if you know, you know. If you get it, you get it.
I don't know.
Just trust me.
I
was just like, listen, I just want to be a scummy stain and I don't want to be on camera.
Can we not use the word scummy stain? That sounds like something you'd walk into and see on a couch. You're like, I'm not sitting there. How would you wash your hair a week?
Twice a week, usually.
I always
try to stretch it as much as I can.
I thought you were supposed to wash it, like, if not every day, every other day.
It's whatever your hair type needs. If you have super greasy hair, you need to wash it every day, wash it every day.
But does that damage your hair?
But it dries out your hair, so you got to use products to help keep your hair less dry, right?
The more you wash it, the more dry it becomes, the more brittle it becomes. Is that what I'm trying to follow?
Well, it just like it just doesn't have good quality, right? It's not good quality hair. But if your hair's really greasy, you might be okay with that because your hair gets dirty faster. If your hair is very dry, you don't want to wash it all the time, right? So
yeah, okay.
It really depends on your hair type.
Oh, really quickly. Actually, no, let's take time talking about this. So speaking about you washing your hair, Dana a couple weeks ago found some holes in our shower grout in her bathroom.
Yeah.
She has some full holes in the shower grout.
Well, I thought it was dirt at first. So I got a scrub brush and I started cleaning and then
it made it worse.
Started getting bigger.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I found out, oh, this is not dirt. These are little holes.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, we need to fix this, right? I don't want to get water behind there. I know it's waterproofed, but still.
So we're not handy. At all.
So
where do we go? We go to YouTube and we start looking at stuff, and then people are like, "Oh, just go get shower grout from Home Depot and fill in the holes." So we went to the Home Depot in our place. We met this nice lady. She was a senior. She was probably like what? I don't remember what her name was.
Diane.
Mm-hmm. So we go up to her.
Shout outs to Diane.
Yeah, we go up to her and we say exactly what happened. We found holes in the grout. We're trying to we're not very good at this. She goes, "Oh, it's actually quite easy." She's like, "Take a spackle. Scoop some up."
Well, she showed us the product, which is like
right
a pre-mixed grout that sticks to old grout.
Yeah. She goes, put it right in the middle and then wipe down your tiles right away because the grout could stick and then you can't get it off and it looks really ugly. But she said, if you buy the pre-mixed one, it's better than the other type, the non-pre-mixed one, because you have to do that yourself or whatever. So we needed to match the grout. So she gave us a couple samples from her book and she goes, would you mind coming back? We're like, yeah, we'll go home. We'll see which grout color matches and we'll come back. So we came back. Diane was on break. And then we looking around. And then this guy walks up to us and he said, hey, can I help you? So we tell him exactly the same thing. Oh, we're just returning it. Because we found what we wanted.
Yeah, we're returning these samples.
These samples. He goes, oh, I'll take it. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, we're going to fix the grout in our shower. And he turns to us and he goes, are you experienced tilers? And we're like,
no.
Do we look like experienced tilers?
And we were holding the tub of the premix grout, right? Because I was like, well, this color's perfect. So that's what we're going to buy. Yeah.
And then he's like, well, it's a bit of a job. You need to if you're not experienced, it's a bit of a job. And then we're like, okay. And then he goes into this whole speech about what we need to do. And he's like, if I were you, I'd get a grout saw.
And he said, I would not use that product.
That's right.
The one that we were holding that Diane recommended. And then he said, yeah, it's not going to stick well. And then you said to him, well, Diane said that it's really easy and it sticks to old grout and it's no problem at all.
And he says, oh, it's so funny how different people have different perspectives on the same job or something along those lines. And he's like, well, I would get a grout saw. And then this one's good. It's $17. So he's added $17 to our bill. And he goes, and then he's like, he went through the whole motion of you got to stuff it in and smooth it out. And don't wait long. Have 2 buckets of water, 2 buckets of water.
2 buckets of water. It's going to make a complete mess.
Yeah.
Your tiles are going to be ruined.
Yeah.
You have to work quickly. He's talking like this is life or death.
Yeah. And he's like, and if you have small little holes, the grout won't stick to it. So you need to make bigger holes. That's why you got to get a grout saw. So we're like, now we're more nervous because when Diane was like grouters for dummies, and this guy with the goatee and the long hair was like grouters for 50-year experienced grouters.
Of course he had a goatee and long hair. Of course he did.
So we get home, and then Dana.
We wait 2 weeks. Because I'm scared now. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna ruin the shower.
We pushed it 2 weeks, and we finally. And Dana's like, no, I'm gonna do it today. And I was gonna do it, but you were hell bent on doing it. She gets in the tub, and I said right before we start, I'm like, you know what? Instead of us sponging down this grout, why don't we just put tape on each side of the tile and then stick the grout in the middle? So we did. 10 minutes later, we were done.
And you still had to sponge it a bit.
Yeah.
And wipe it down. But my gosh, it was so easy and it looks great. And the whole time I was doing it.
The whole time she kept saying,
like, are you an experienced tiler? Excuse me, do you know what you're doing with that?
She's like, I kind of want to go back and complain. I want to go find a manager. I want to go like, experienced grouter. Like, what are you talking about? I think he just said that because I'm a woman. And I was like, Dana, I was standing right beside you. Yeah, well, you don't look like you know how to do it either.
No, I think dudes that work at Home Depot, some of them, not all, but the ones with the goatees and long hair for sure. Just want to mansplain things to you because they know what they're doing and they want to explain it, and they maybe over-explain it a little bit, right? Because it's their domain.
Well, do you remember when we walked away? You said to me, "Do you like how we mansplained that to us?"
Yeah, I know.
Come back and let me know how it went.
But it was pretty simple, and I think we did a decent job for what it was. Just a couple of gaps, right?
Well, the thing was, is like when you started finding the little holes, you made them bigger. And then I'm like, oh, we only do 3 or 4 little patches. And you're like, oh, this one's a little hole. So you started making bigger holes and then other holes where we didn't know where it was. So we ended up doing like 5 or 6 of them, but it looks great. And then like the next day, because you have to let it cure for 24 hours. Next day she goes, the shower looks fantastic, by the way. Experienced grouter. It looks fantastic. I want to take pictures and show them.
Experienced tilers.
No, it's the same thing.
Said.
Anyway, how do you feel, by the way? Do you feel good?
Yeah, I like doing little things around the house. It makes you feel more accomplished.
Yeah, I know. It's the anxiety of starting the job. I think that's where it is. Like I have to caulk my bathroom shower, and I'm just the thought process of like, what if I screw it up? And the hardest part of doing home renovation, especially when you're not handy, is getting started.
Using the word renovations very loosely here.
Oh, sorry. Home
repairs.
Home repairs. Yeah, it's probably better. Yeah. So that was quite the day because we were going around town trying to find the holiday flavored Coke. Remember?
Oh my God, so hard to find. We need to go out today, by the way. I want to go out today and find some because
Yeah.
we're out.
Yeah.
The Holiday Creamy Vanilla Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. Only
It's so good.
only one place in the city that we've been to. So when we found out it was released, we went to the Loblaws by our place, the Metro by our place, the Walmart, the Freshco. We went everywhere looking for it. Nobody had it. And then it wasn't until we saw a friend post about it on their Instagram story that it was at a Metro in my old neighborhood. So we had to drive 20 minutes.
Metro Beechwood.
Metro Beechwood, 20 minutes to get this holiday Coke. Is it worth it? It's pretty good.
It's good.
So what were you saying? Coke was not expecting.
So I was seeing on Reddit, somebody that I guess knows somebody that works at Coke said they were not expecting the demand that this product was getting.
Yeah.
So the supply was just not there to keep up with it. So now they're ramping up supply and there's going to be a lot more available, I guess, in the coming days or weeks.
Every time there's a new product that comes out and we go looking for it, we never find it until like days later. Remember when we tried to go find the new Miss Vicky's? And we looked
I know,
for
but
days?
we looked for days, but we didn't realize that it had not released in across Canada yet. It had only released, I think, in Toronto or a couple of different locations.
Yeah.
But the official release date was across Canada. We were a couple days early. So
By the way, back to the
that's
Coke.
our bad.
The zero sugar is the one that's selling really well because every
Mm-hmm.
time we see it, the regular Coke. You ever have a regular Coke? There's nothing like a regular Coke though.
To me, I actually prefer diet or zero.
It's because you drink it more.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like a crisp, cold Coke. And I grew up on Pepsi, but now if I drink something, it's going to be Coke. I taste Pepsi.
This is
It
a
tastes
Coke
weird.
house. This is a Coke house for sure. That sounds weird, actually. This is a Coca-Cola house.
Why do you keep rubbing your nose? It's Coca-Cola house.
Coca-Cola house.
Did you grow up on soda?
We always
Sorry. Did you grow up on pop?
we always had it in the fridge.
What kind?
Coke.
Yeah. Okay.
Just the red cans in the fridge. Sometimes there might be a few diet. But yeah, I was allowed to maybe have one once a week.
Did you
maybe.
have? We grew up on Pepsi. We'd always go to school with one Pepsi. It was good bargaining chip though,
Nice.
if I wanted to trade for something. Did you ever have an RC Cola?
Yeah, I remember having them before.
Royal Crown Cola. It always came with a pizza place that was near the house. And then you know what I don't like though? Dr. Pepper.
I don't remember what it tastes like.
Cinnamon Hearts.
Cinnamon, eh?
Yeah, Cinnamon Hearts. Yeah.
Haven't had it in a long time. If they did like a vanilla Dr. Pepper, I feel like that would be really good.
Vanilla Coke is really good.
Yeah, vanilla Coke, they still have it in the US.
Yeah, of course.
And I think maybe that's why they weren't expecting the demand to be crazy because we don't have vanilla Coke here, so they think people aren't going to want it, but it's good. Like they need to make that a permanent flavor.
As much as I love Coke, I think my favorite pop, crushed cream soda.
Ooh, yeah. I wish they had a zero. I cannot
I thought
find
they
a
did.
zero sugar cream soda, crushed cream soda anywhere. They only have a zero sugar orange soda, which is good, but
But if I find a crushed grape, I'll buy a crushed grape.
crushed grape.
I remember once I was at a red light and a homeless person, came up to me because, they're at the intersections, came up to me and he's like, do you have any change? I'm like, man, I don't, but I had a unopened can of crushed grape. And I'm like, you can have this. The smile on his face, he's like, no way, really? Can I? I'm like, yeah, take it. He's like, oh my God, I love this. I've done so many
Oh my
years.
God, that's
you know,
so
it's like, I
funny.
was like, I think I made that guy's day.
Okay, speaking of people in the corner, right, at the intersections,
Yeah.
the other day we're driving, getting off the highway at Coventry. And
Yeah.
is it Coventry? No, Riverside Venue Parkway area.
Yeah.
And this woman is going, she's walking up and down looking for change.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
And somebody opens their window. So she's like, oh, great. She's walking up to them. And he tries to hand her a piece of paper. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking it's a coupon or something.
Yeah.
She was so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Like she was like, fuck you. What the fuck is this? I don't want
Yeah. I remember she was really upset.
She was so upset. She was
Yeah.
telling her friends, there was like 3 people on the corner, right? She was like, look at this guy. This guy tried to give me a coupon. Like she was pointing at him and they were like, what the fuck?
And then when because that car was 3 cars deep, right?
Yeah.
And then when the green light went for all of us to proceed through the intersection, when that car went by her, she like flipped it off. And she goes,
Yeah.
this one right here.
This one right-
I guess
She
she's
has
from,
a southern
she's from
accent?
Georgia. This one right here. How dare you give it to me?
I don't know if it was a coupon, but it was a piece of paper. So I'm thinking like it must be
Maybe it was like
a
I think it has to be a coupon unless he's slipping her digits. And then she's like, I don't have a phone.
I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was
So
I got a laugh
in other words, it's just a reminder to keep a couple cans of crushed grape soda in your just in case. It'll make their day. It'll make their day.
Oh my god. I've got a really good story.
Good. I hate when you bring up bad stories. That's what we call a really bad segue. I got a great story. Cool.
At least it's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is real or not, but it's from an advice column. And it's from a woman who is demanding that her ex-boyfriend give her compensation for stealing her childbearing years.
How do you do that?
So the story goes, she's 35 years old and she was dumped after 10 years of dating this person.
Yep.
And it was an anonymous letter written to this advice column.
Yeah. Like a dear
She says that, we dated for 10 years.
Yeah.
We had discussed kids. I had given up certain career aspirations of my own to support his because we had talked about if we do have kids, you will be the sole, like he will be the sole caretaker or not caretaker, sole provider.
Breadwinner.
And I would be at home with
Stay
the
at home
kids.
mom. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I made sacrifices to my career so that he could further his. I don't know how that relates. Like, I don't know why you'd have to make sacrifices
well, maybe
around your career so he could get further.
But wouldn't you do that after you have the child or like when you're expecting?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why can't you also go after, if you're not currently trying to have kids, why can't you also go after those things?
She doesn't go into what she gave up. Like, did she give up a good job opportunity for him to move or something?
Maybe, no.
It doesn't matter. We can only go on what's on.
Yeah,
what's on. Okay.
But that would be, okay, then that, if that's the scenario, then I get that. But then he decides at 38, he's 38 years old.
Yeah.
He decides he still has at least 10 years of enjoying his current lifestyle and powering through his career and is not ready to have children. But because he knows it's such a priority for her, he's dumping her because he wants to give her that chance to go find somebody that wants to have kids now,
At
right?
the age of 35.
At the age of 34.
Yeah.
So she writes, quote, "Here I am at 34, eggs twitching, ready for marriage and parenthood, but unexpectedly single and emotionally devastated. I am tipping into the furious phase of the grief cycle because I feel like he owes me big time and I want him to pay. Now I feel all these compromises that I've made from my career left me vulnerable and I'm seeking compensation. Surely he should have some responsibility for helping me mitigate the damage to our plans caused by this change of heart and broken promises." So she wants him to contribute to IVF or egg freezing, embryo freezing, that kind of thing, right? So that she will have a better time conceiving in the future.
Yeah, right.
Because now she'll be on her own, single, trying to find a new relationship and somebody who wants to settle down, and have kids, etc., etc. What do you think the public perception of this was? What do you think the public opinion on this was?
I think the public opinion might be where my opinion is, which is
What does that mean?
You're SOL. Like, I'm sorry, but you could have left that relationship at any time. You could have given him an ultimatum. You could have said, listen, I want to have a baby by 30. And if not, I'm going to go find someone who does. You could have done that. And it was your decision at the end of the day to sacrifice your career, in your own words, or whatever it was. This is all on you. I understand. Listen, I understand how she could be upset, how she could be emotional, how she feels that she's been wronged. But you are in charge of your own life. And I think you could have walked out any time. You decided not to walk out. So you have to bear some of that responsibility as well.
You are correct. I think the overwhelming majority does think that there needs to be a little personal accountability in the decision making that she had throughout the 10 years that they were together. And people are allowed to change their mind. Somebody could tell you they want to have kids, and then 10 years down the line, they could change their mind. And that's okay. If you're a woman, if you're a man, it doesn't matter. You're both allowed to have changes of what you want for your future and change your mind.
Wouldn't the world be you can make the argument the world would be in a better place if more people change their mind about shit, because everyone is so staunch in their own opinions and refuse to hear any other side of the story. And then
changing your mind might be a good thing.
Yes, or being at least open to it.
Yeah.
And as far as this case goes, I think it was a good thing that he changed his mind, because you don't want to be a parent when at the end of the day you don't want to be a parent.
The problem is the only like devil's advocate thing I'll say.
But wait, where do you land on this though?
Well, no, I agree. Like it's up to you to really decide. If this person is keeping me waiting, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go find somebody who wants to have
Do you
kids.
think she deserves some sort of compensation if that's like
No.
financial or spermicidal or whatever?
No,
Does
I
she,
don't.
by the way, does she want his sperm to like?
Oh no, it doesn't go into
It's
that.
just
It just says
payments
she
for
wants money
IVF and
because
stuff like
freezing
that.
your eggs is very expensive.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what she's after, right? Now, we don't know if the story is real, if it's made up, whatever, but it's an interesting conversation, right? But I will say, if I could play a little bit of a devil's advocate, right? He's 38 and he says, I still have 10 years in me with this lifestyle before I settle down. So he's saying he can wait till he's 48, right?
He's expecting to hook up with a younger
That's
woman.
the thing. No, but that's the thing about men. And when they are ready to have kids, and women are on a tighter
Biological schedule.
you know,
Yeah.
whereas men, as we've seen, you have people like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino who are, you know, almost their graves are essentially dug and they're having babies.
Whoa.
Well,
Wherever Pacino and De Niro is right now, they got a shiver and they don't know why.
they're like 90, you know, like they've lived life.
Yeah.
Why are you having children? You know, and it's just that difference, right? So he has that quote unquote luxury of being able to wait longer.
Yeah, to have a kid. If he
And
wants
she
to.
doesn't, right? I mean, more and more people are having kids at an older age, but it does become more difficult.
Yeah, it doesn't become with more health risks as well. As you
And
get
more
older.
health risks, exactly. And now they're finding out, though, men can't actually wait as long as they think they can because your sperm quality actually declines.
As we get older?
So it's not just, you know, a woman's childbearing years coming to an end. But yeah, as you get older, your sperm quality is not very good. And that also contributes to health issues with babies.
Yeah.
And how hard it is to conceive
Yeah.
the older you are. So, I mean, there is a bit of a fallacy there. Men think they have an unlimited amount of time to have a child, right? But it's really not true.
Well, according to some people like De Niro and Pacino, it is true though.
I know, but that's crazy.
did it,
90 years old having a baby.
Maybe I just missed this part, but did it say why they broke up? Is it over this?
He broke up with her
He's
because
saying,
he's like, you want kids and I've got another 10 years. You don't have 10 years.
Yeah. So
he
he did
thinks
it for
he has
her.
10 years, although he shouldn't have 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Because by the
right.
time he's 48, again, the sperm quality declines, et
Yeah,
cetera,
yeah, yeah.
et cetera. But I mean, that's just
I wonder
the way it's been.
what lifestyle means. Like, I wonder what exactly.
Spending money on whatever you want, traveling whenever you want.
Yeah, it just,
paying more attention to your career.
does it sound like maybe he wants like another relationship or just to be free? Who knows? But
I don't know.
I don't think she deserves any compensation. I think you got to bear some personal responsibility. It sucks. Clearly, she's hurt, and I would be.
It does suck, and she's angry, and I would
10
be.
years.
I would be angry too.
How long were they going to be?
It sucks.
How long were they together
Yeah,
for?
10 years.
Like, yeah, that would suck. And you think that you're building a life together and you have a specific vision on what your life is going to be. It's going to be kids and a white picket fence and shutters. And instead, it's like, it's a bus ticket home and, you know, by herself. You know, like, I understand why she's upset, but no, I don't think she deserves.
But you can't, like,
any
there's
kind of
no legal, like, no judge, no court is going to, you know, rule in your favor. If you
No.
were to actually sue someone for that,
Punitive
there's no
damages?
legality.
No.
Like, there's nothing tying anybody to
no, I don't
paying
think
for
so.
that for you.
How about unless you know, this is another case for a relationship prenup, you know, like
Oh,
we'll date
gosh,
for
having
10
a
years. And if we
relationship
don't
contract.
have kids, then you are going to pay for my IVF treatments and we're done or whatever. Like I'm sure somewhere in history that's happened.
I'm sure people have, like, you know, people with way more money than us have, like, legal contracts drafted.
Yeah.
They have
yeah.
NDAs when you're dating, like, rich people, right?
Some people have you sign NDAs. I heard, and this is a rumor, that the Kardashians have friends sign NDAs to be their friend in a weird way. Like they
I've
sign
heard
NDA
that.
so they can keep quiet. Like that's just a rumor. Who knows if that's true?
I've heard there are male celebrities that have people sign NDAs when they, like, gonna sleep with them.
Oh yeah.
So, like, they're gonna hook up with somebody and they're like, you gotta sign this first.
Yeah. Wow. Paperwork before sex. Very
So
romantic. Very romantic. Yeah.
exactly.
Anything else? What else is going on in the world?
Yeah, I've got I've got some news about the next pet.
The next pet.
The next big pet. The next animal that is domesticating itself very slowly.
Itself.
They're domesticating themselves.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
they're evolving to be domesticated, kind of like what cats did 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Raccoons are going to be potentially the next common pet.
What?
Right now
Why?
it's illegal, right? You cannot have a raccoon as a pet. There's usually a bylaw in every city you go to that says that you can't have certain animals.
Why would you
as
want a
pets.
raccoon as a trash panda?
Trash pandas, yeah. So they are evolving, especially the ones that are in urban areas. So in the city,
Yeah.
their bodies are changing, their snouts are becoming shorter, and historically, that is what happened to cats and dogs when they started to become domesticated.
But who's
So
housing raccoons?
nobody is, but they're becoming more. They're not afraid of people. They know they can get food from people. They're starting to
Stop
see.
feeding raccoons.
They're starting to see that there is a mutual benefit, right? If I'm cute and I'm nice,
I get what I
get
want.
food. And the human's like, if I feed this
They learn
guy,
that
he's
from-
my friend.
They learn
you
that
know?
from good-looking people. If I'm cute and I'm fun, I get stuff.
So yeah, the ones that are in the city areas that are really close to people, they're actually slowly evolving to become cuter.
Yeah.
Essentially, the ones in the rural areas, like in the country,
Yeah.
they're not changing.
bumpkins?
The backcountry
The raccoon
raccoons.
bumpkins?
Yeah, they're not. They don't seem to.
Sounds
be
like
evolving.
a terrible idea. Have you ever seen a pissed off raccoon?
No, but
They're vicious. They snarl. They're vicious.
look, there's feral
no.
cats. They're vicious.
It's not the same thing.
Wild dogs or aggressive dogs. You know, there are all animals can turn on you, right?
Yeah. But I've seen raccoons like go after each other, and it's scary. Like they snarl.
Yeah, because they're wild.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
They haven't been domesticated yet.
Okay, cool, great. I'm just telling you why I don't want a raccoon.
Okay, I'm not saying we should get one.
Okay, I thought this was a way for you to like. So what do you think?
I just thought it was so interesting, right? How they're going the way of the cat.
So do you think one day we'd go to the Humane Society and they'd have raccoons?
Maybe one day.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Maybe the bylaw changes one day, like, 10, 20 years in the future. And
Well, I guess
raccoons start to become domesticated, just like the cats domesticated themselves.
The good thing about raccoons is you can literally feed them pretty much anything and they'll eat it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've seen them. I remember once we had one in the backyard. It would come once in a while. I remember it was on our porch one day. And yes, they're cute. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
but
they're adorable.
they're vicious and their claws. And I just imagine bringing a raccoon to a groomer.
I bet you that's what people said about cats in ancient Egypt. They were like, oh, those things, they fight, they have teeth, they have claws. Then all of a sudden, here we are. We've got two of them in this house,
Yeah, I'm sure they did. But raccoons are just bigger in general, and they're scarier looking. Plus, they look like they just robbed you.
They look like little bandits.
It's like little bandits. Yeah.
Yeah, backyard bandits.
Yeah. You know what I blame on this? TikTok. I blame TikTok because TikTok videos, people have raccoons. Remember that woman who has like a raccoon window? She opens up a window.
The raccoon drive-through?
Yeah. The raccoon would like come, it wouldn't go into the house, but it would go up to the window.
Yeah.
And like put its paw inside and grab like fruit out of a bowl and stuff. And I think with the rise of TikTok, that people are like, oh, they're so cute. I'm like, no, they're not, man. You stay away from them. That's rabies.
No, well, yeah, okay.
Rabies.
Okay.
And you never know. Maybe in 50
Cats
years.
can have rabies, Like,
Yeah.
it's funny you're making all these like distinctions.
same thing with the cat and the dog.
Same thing with cats and dogs that are wild, right? Like, they could have rabies. They're feral. They could attack you,
Yeah. No, I know you're right. I just
It's just weird because
Yeah,
like we're so used to cats
yeah.
and dogs being the pets that we're not like, it doesn't seem like that would ever happen where people would just start having raccoons, but it could be the future.
You never know. Like we could get a raccoon and it could chew our Christmas wire and then destroy our tree. Oh no, wait, that was Ozzy, our cat.
Oh yeah, Ozzy. He's special.
So
He loves to chew and he's got really sharp teeth.
the other day we're sitting on the couch or watching television and I look down and our Christmas tree is on. But I noticed something on the ground. So I went over and it was a little piece of wire. Little piece of green wire. I was like, what is this? And then I noticed that the bottom part of our Christmas tree is out. Ozzy had chewed the wire and shorted out the bottom light.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, whoa, like we actually had no idea. First thing concern is, did he ingest any of this wire?
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. But the bottom of the thing doesn't work. The rest of the lights work except for one line at the bottom. So Dana's like, I'm not comfortable with this. This is a fire
because
hazard.
if the two wires cross while it's plugged in, like
could
you're going to
spark.
spark
Yeah.
and could cause a fire.
So I left. I had to go to Montreal, obviously, to start my job. And then she called me and then she goes, oh, I got a new Christmas tree.
If it was on sale, it's the same one.
We got the exact same Christmas tree. But how much was this? How much was like 100 something?
$100.
$100. I'm like, what? Why? And she goes, well, we need another tree. And I said,
well, I'm not having a Christmas tree with no lights.
no, I get that. But I said, why didn't we just strip the lights off the first part of the tree and go out and buy new lights?
Because I'm paranoid.
Then I saw Dana's face go, like, you can tell you never considered it.
I didn't. But the more I thought about it, the more paranoid I got. Because I was like, hey, we have to get the same type of light. So it has to be LED.
Yeah.
It has to be the same watt. It
Which
has
they
to be the
sell.
same input, the same output.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can mix lights like that.
Yeah, of
Listen,
course you
I
can.
am paranoid as hell. So I would rather just put up the new tree.
But
be done with it.
Growing up, we mixed a whole bunch of different string lights that we had no idea if they were supposed to match. We just put
And
them
you're
all
lucky
together.
you're here today. You're lucky. You are so lucky.
We didn't know anything. We were all hopped up on Pepsi.
Gosh.
Anyway, so we got a new tree. So we got to put a new tree up. And then that tree, which we only bought 2 years ago, by the way, I still think we should strip the lights out and put a new string of lights. And then I also said to her, or what we can do is grab the old bottom, which is now shorted out, stick it back in the box with the other parts of the tree.
Take the new bottom.
Take the new bottom, put it on the old tree, and then try to return the old tree, because it's the exact same one, to the store. And then Dana's like, that's bad karma.
It's bad karma. Listen, it's not a huge box store. It's not like a Walmart or like a Costco, right? I
Yeah.
would do it if it was one of those places.
Right.
But this is a smaller store, and I just feel like that's not a good thing to do. I feel like the bad karma will get me.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that's nice, because I'm kind of at my wit's end. We went to Loblaws the other day, and 5 hot dogs, juicy jumbos, were on for $11.
What happened to hot dogs being poor people food?
It's not. It's
Like what?
Because there's gourmet everything now. $11 for 5 juicy jumbos, and there's something about
That's for
seeing
us
that.
brokies.
Yeah,
Like what
brokies.
the heck?
It's chicken wieners for us.
Chicken
in
wiener.
the yellow
no,
label.
we get the mystery meat. That's the one that's still a good price.
Is that all chicken wieners is mystery meat?
No,
What
it's
did I say?
it's just the regular hot dogs
Oh,
that
yeah,
aren't all beef.
It's all beef. Yeah, the mystery meat one.
Yeah.
And there's something about seeing that at $11 that really set me off. And I'm just like, I went into this rant. We get screwed every day. Everything gets worse for us. Prices keep going up. Our salaries don't match. Where does this all end? You know, they were screwing us on bread prices.
And now we each get $25 or $50, depending on if we already took our $25.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Big deal.
It just gets worse for us regular people every single day.
And
so returning a Christmas tree for like, you know,
$100.
time, is that really a big? We won't do it.
I just listen
Maybe
for my
we will. I don't
own.
know. Maybe we will.
For my own peace of mind, I won't do it. I just won't do it. Like I said, if it was one of the big box stores that they're making profits hand over fist,
But it's not. It's the smaller
yes,
one. Yeah,
it's
okay.
not. But it's not.
Okay. But if he choose another wire,
Then we just don't have
then we
a
don't
lit
Christmas
up
trees.
Christmas tree anymore.
Well, depressing. It's just a tree with no lights. That's depressing.
I
Anyways,
don't know. He loves to chew. I don't know how to get him to stop. I know what you would do. You would get rid of him.
We have a very
Terrible.
me and that cat have a very contentious relationship. I try to lay down the law, and Dana's like, "No, it's just a cat."
You can't. Okay, here's the thing. If you have
Frustration.
cats, you may understand this. You cannot discipline a cat. You can discipline a dog. Cats are different. Cats do not respond to discipline. They don't respond to yelling. They don't respond to intimidation. They don't respond.
I don't intimidate the cat.
Yes, you do.
I'm just I don't intimidate the cat. Don't say that. It's not true. I'm just stern with the cat. I speak
By
in a louder
intimidate,
voice.
I mean, you're loud. That's
I'm
what
loud.
I mean.
Just like he's loud when we're trying to feed him in the morning. I'm just like, no, stop.
Loud noises do the opposite for cats. They make them fearful of you. So you can't have that energy,
Well,
energy of being frustrated and being like loud. Like you just can't
Well,
have
clearly
that.
it doesn't work. And clearly your motto of you're all sweet all the time to sugar plums and all that stuff, that doesn't work either. Maybe a cat's just an asshole.
No, but that's the thing. Like cats are going to do what cats are going to do, and you've got to modify your home for it.
I wish you were-
and you have to redirect. So when cats are doing something bad, you have to redirect them to something you want them to do, like play with a toy, get their energy out in another way.
I wish you were on my side a little bit
So
more.
like it's our fault too. It's our fault too because we are not getting his energy out the way that he wants.
You support those cats like you're on the payroll. Like you never support me. You are we could walk in. We could walk in and those cats could have destroyed the couch, and somehow it's not their fault. It's our fault. Like, you defend those cats. Like, I swear, like, they're paying you somehow.
But look, that's a good example, actually. You know why our couch isn't destroyed? Like, a lot of people's couches get destroyed because we have a scratching post and a cat tree on every level of this house. So they have lots of scratching and climbing places. So they don't feel the need to take their energy out on the couch.
That's not the point. The point is, I'm saying that they could murder somebody, and then you would be okay with it because they're just cats.
We didn't play with them that day, so they went out and murdered somebody.
Your Honor, take us to jail. We didn't play with them that day.
Anyway, just cats are different than dogs, right? And I feel like you try to discipline them like they're dogs, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, okay. All right.
That's the thing.
We're just going to see it two different ways, but yeah. So anyways, the cat ate the wire, and now we have to buy another $100 tree.
Well, I already bought it, so it's fine.
No, I know you did, and you use that with the money you have as part of the payroll of being on those cats PR.
Fuck. Okay. Anyways, do we have anything else to talk about, or are we pretty much done here?
I think we're done for a lot of things right now.
Okay. How long are we? What time is it at?
It's 40 minutes. It's not that
40
bad.
minutes is good enough. Isn't it?
There was actually something else I wanted to talk about.
What's it about the TV situation?
Oh, yeah. If you're listening still, thanks. Tell us, do you have a TV in the bedroom? Because we're talking about putting a TV in the bedroom, but you know what they say? TV in the bedroom is the end of your sex life.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know. Like I said,
I don't think that's true.
We've been together for how long?
8 years.
And our sex life is not what it used to be.
No.
Right?
It ebbs and flows.
It ebbs and flows, right? And there's a joke in there about flows. But the thing is, like, when you're in a relationship longer, it's not like you want to jump each other all the time. When the mood strikes, it's not as often, but you got to capitalize on it.
Yes.
And I would hate for us to be in there and the mood strikes and then we don't do anything because everybody loves Raymond is on.
No, that's so stupid.
Okay,
just
fine.
Turn
then
the TV off.
You could, I know, but I just feel like if you have a TV in there and we go in there, you just turn on TV and then you zone out. Remember when you start dating somebody and then you're like, hey. Remember when you start dating someone? When you start dating somebody and you go over like, what are you going? Oh, I'm going to Tony's to watch a movie. How often do we get past that movie? Get through that movie? Like never. Now it's when you get older, it's like, let's watch another.
Yeah, except I'm already sleeping by the middle of the first movie.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but your sex life, when you get, the longer you're in a relationship, the more effort you have to put in. And it's not even that much more effort, but you have to make the time. You have to make the time.
Make the time for what?
Capitalize on it, right? When you feel...
Make the time for... Like schedule?
For your sex life.
Like schedule? Or just make the time?
No, you don't have to schedule, but maybe you do if your schedule is crazy. But like you have to capitalize on it, like you said. So you realize, oh, okay, this is an intimate moment. This could be the moment. Let's capitalize on it. Let me turn the TV off. Or if you're let me put Shrek on in the background.
Stop. Why? Why would you bring that up? You're going to have to tell them now.
You were with an ex and you had Shrek on in the background?
Yeah. And now, now.
And now when you watch Shrek, you think of your ex.
It was the first time we had tried something different.
Mm-hmm.
And
you had tried something different.
Yeah. We took a different road.
You took the exit route. There was a sign that said exit here, and you were like, let's go the other way.
Yeah. And now every time I watch Shrek.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
That would have been a perfect way to end that, by the way, when it was done. In the morning, I'm making waffles. Yeah, anyway, so I can't watch Shrek anymore. Okay, cool. I'm glad I brought this up.
Okay, so I still think like we could totally get a TV in the bedroom. Why I don't want to get one is because the work of having to put a mount and put the TV up.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
Well, I talked about it on the show, and overwhelmingly, a lot of people say they have one in the room. They didn't go into the details of their sex life, but a lot of them said, oh, it didn't really affect that much. But the people that didn't were passionate about it. They're like, no way. A bedroom is sacred.
Yeah.
It's not because the reason we talked about getting one is because those days where we're waiting for a new couch to come in, right? Because our couch in our living space isn't the most comfortable. So we're waiting for that. And our bed is just comfortable. And when you're not feeling well and you go into your room and you go into bed, you like to, instead of having an iPad on, you just have a television on.
Yeah. Or honestly, the TV is a sleeping pill for me in bed. If I watch TV in bed, I'm out.
Babe, I could be the sleeping pill in bed.
Out.
I could be your sleeping pill in bed.
How so?
I can distract you to the part where you're exhausted and you want to go to bed.
How so? Why are you whispering?
Because I thought it was pretty straightforward. What I was saying.
I thought you meant like you just annoy me to death, or not to death, but to sleep.
Okay, look. So tonight, before you go to bed, I'll bring the TV up. We'll watch Shrek, and we'll see what happens.
There's a glowing red sign. It says exit only. And
we're
it
gonna
stays that way.
And we're gonna walk through that exit sign right now. Thanks so much for listening to the episode. We appreciate it. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, we'd really appreciate it on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Any comments, it really does help the channel.
Yeah, sorry about no video this week, although I'm sure most people aren't paying attention to our faces anyway, so that's fine.
What else? There's something else. Oh yeah, we're on the drive to 300 subscribers.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna get my ears pierced. Just been a lot going on.
You promised that at 100, and here we are, almost 3.
I promised it at 1. It's been a lot longer.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you next week.
Maybe.
Always hit us up on TikTok. Maybe?
Well, with your new job and stuff, every 2 weeks, maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Follow us on TikTok at Tony and Dana. Have a great week. Later.
Bye.